And here we are for the Barnet Boxing Barber. Dan, we're with SM Fight Club. Steve Merter's got us here again. And we've been to one of his events before. The tables look fantastic. The scene is set for a great night of boxing here in Swindon.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. This is the second event we've done now for Steve. The lineup tonight is fantastic. The glamour, the glitz, everything you'd expect from Steve's shows. We've even got the Christmas trees up. There's already a queue of people outside. It's going to be a really fantastic night.
As you said before, we feel really home here in Swindon, and I've just said previously that I was victorious in a boxing ring here in Swindon last week. Did I mention it? I won in the squared circle, and I managed to have a stoppage, jump up on the corner of the ring and share it with the crowd. And anything can happen at these events. Anything can happen to these fighters. They can just be quiet, normal people, and then from a boxing ring, from an event like a bout of boxing, they can suddenly take off in their community, take off as young men, and you know, the sky isn't the limit for anybody fighting in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, last week, and we were here last week in Swindon, seem to be here every other week at the moment, which is great. We'll probably have to get an apartment at some point. The atmosphere last week at Rich Loveday's show was fantastic. Then there was another show, Antonio's show, the following night. That was a sellout as well. Here we are back in again, and it's just, you know, it's sold out again tonight. Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Steve earlier. He was saying he probably could have sold more tickets and done a lot more in terms of VIP tables, but he just doesn't have the space.
So what's actually happened within a week of seeing each other? Because a few people have seen my fight on Instagram and they've seen what we do, and we're making waves in this sport with the interviewing and the fighting. What's actually in store for the Barnet Boxing Barber, Dan?
Well, I can't say too much. I've had 2 or 3 promoters I've been having conversations with. They've all been positive. They've all got shows lined up next year, so that's a good thing. What we've got to try and do is balance the interview in the Barnet Boxing Barber versus your fight that's coming up in February, and maybe some others as well.
Well, I've said that'll be my last fight, but some things have happened. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little bit. We've been we've been approached by some people, and let's just say it's the next door we want to open to get to where we want to go. And if that continues to go and negotiations go as we'd like them, the sky really isn't the limit for the Barnet Boxing Barber interviewing and fighting in a boxing ring.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're under a non-disclosure agreement, but we'd love to tell the world about it. It is definitely next level and some. Negotiations are going really well. I think we've got a couple more meetings. We're probably going to have to go down to London for a meeting. But when that eventually happens, which I'm sure it will, that's going to be massive news.
When I first took this up, I could never imagine a year on that we'd be interviewing Joe Calzaghe on the 16th of December. We've been chosen to do all the interviews for that. There's other celebrities that want to be interviewed by us. We've had really nice things said about us this week by world-class fighters, and I've screenshot some of the messages and I've sent them to you, and you're like, really? Is that who I thought it was?
Yeah, I mean, again, not naming names, but very, very active on TikTok and other social platforms. These are A-listers in terms of that world. Some of them have been on TV. They're engaging with us because they like what we do and they like what we're about, and we do something quite special in my mind, and long may it continue.
The penny's dropped a bit this week with me, and when you get haters and when you get people taking the piss out of what you do and, making up videos of you and memes of you, I used to take it to heart and think, oh, what have I done to upset that guy? But they are responding to our content, and like I've looked at some of these TikTok stars, people really love to rip them to bits, and you can't go through every one thinking, oh, sorry mate, have I upset you? Because we really want to get the ball rolling, and I've been told I'm like Marmite, and that suits me because there's going to be some people that like me and some people that hate me, and that's what you need for the next level and the door to open for where we want to go.
This happens in all sports, in all walks of life, You don't go through life befriending everybody. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't like what you're doing or questions what you're doing or is jealous of what you're doing. At the end of the day, what's important is as long as you're happy, we're happy, as a person you're happy, it really doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter. And if people want to hate that, that's up to them, you know?
Well, when we're sitting on the boat in Monte Carlo watching the Grand Prix and we've got all of our kids around us and we're having a great lifestyle, those haters, those people that have got us here are going to be sitting on the settee, getting fat, watching Netflix. And we're not doing it. We're right here and we're taking part and we're going to take over.
Yeah, I left my 3 boys, all under 6, tonight at home. I do have an older lad as well who's 20. But the 2 of the youngsters, Oscar and Harry, were like, why are we not coming and staying in the hotel? Why are we not coming to the event? You know, I have seen children at these events before, but obviously we've got a job to do this evening. But I'm sure I'll bring them at some point and see what it's all about. In fact, I'll probably go up there in a minute and WhatsApp them and let them see what it's all about.
Yeah. Let's just give people a feel for where we're at tonight, because Steve Murtagh really puts a great show on with SM Fight Club. We're standing in a really, really nice boxing ring here. You know, it's state of the art. It's a nice big boxing ring. I'm guessing this is about 20 foot, I would have thought. And, you know, he's put a lot of lighting in. We're in a palatial arena here in the Mecca Ballroom, and he really goes about the tables and really does a nice job to set the scene for a great night of boxing.
Yeah, I mean, I just had a quick look around the tables. The attention to detail from the wine glasses, which are plastic but nicely done. The platters, cheese, meat, fruit, sweets, wine on the table. He's really gone to town and he's really used the space really well to maximise the VIP tables. And let's not forget, it's those VIP tables that help contribute to paying for the show.
Yeah, Steve doesn't put this on just, you know, from his own pocket. He gets out there and he gets some good sponsors, good people around him. He's got to bring boxers in from other areas. Those boxers wouldn't come if it wasn't a great stage to be on. So he's attracting real top-level fighters at this level of boxing where we're at here tonight at the Mecca.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've said this before when we've been down here. Steve doesn't have to sort of go to the market and ask boxers to come on his show. All the gyms locally and further afield want to come to this show, you know, like some of the other events down here in Swindon which are big. This one is big as well. It's got the glitz, it's got the glamour, and yeah, I mean, he's got a queue of people waiting to come on this show.
So as I said, it's a year since we started doing this. It's literally a year to the day. I think it was the 10th of December. We first went down to Penzance and we did a fight event down there with Prince Promotions in conjunction with the Ronin Boxing Club, which I fight out of, which is quite apt. And, you know, a year on, we've learnt so much. We've got over 450 videos now loaded. We've got nearly 1,000 subscribers and we want to continue that. And if we're going to open doors where we think we're going to open doors, it's going to absolutely explode and we're going to go into the thousands and perhaps millions. And that's where we want to go and that's where we're going to keep driving and keep pushing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, last week when we were down here, we gave a big shout out to Tom Barkham. Tom Barkham obviously emceed at your show that you held in Cornwall, which I worked at as well, which was very, very successful in the sun. That, for me, kick-started it. That sort of got the buzz going. Tom obviously then introduced us into people like Rich Loveday. Then we met people from Southwest Media. We met other promoters along the way. And it's just built up. But from a social platform point of view, we're now at the point where people outside of the white collar scene that have been in the white collar scene, certainly been in the boxing scene, and have worked with celebrities, have taken notice. So yeah, watch this space.
You told me to make as much noise as possible and that's what I intend to do and that's where we're going. So take care, keep punching.
Keep punching.
Let's have it. Cheers.
Let's have it.